Welcome to Maximal Being.
A podcast devoted to ditching fad diets and using real science to get you healthy and feeling great.
I'm Doc a GI and functional medicine doctor who harnesses the power of gut health to get you achieving your goals.
And I'm Jacky P, a well-informed layman who challenges the experts and asks the questions that you want.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button or leave a comment.
And now, on to the show.
What's going on? Maximal Being's Doc here with MaximalBeing.com. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, leave us a comment. It does help us to get the word out. If you have any questions, you can email us at team@MaximalBeing.com. Enjoy the episode.
Hello, Maximal Beings. It is I, Jacky P, and we're back with the co-hostess. Yeah, we're back, baby. Large and in charge. So, Docmok, I see you standing at your standing desk. No big deal.
Standing.
Wow, look at you. Look at that. Look at that. Looking great.
Around. There's my house back there.
Nice,
Really
nice,
cool.
lovely.
I look like I'm in some sort of like a early 70s movie. You know, it looks like it's got perspective
the glow.
thing.
Yeah, the glow. Like or when they use like the fishbowl lens and everything.
Yeah, that's right.
Zooming.
Like a 90s rap video. Like all of them. Like
the best. The
it's
best
my
time in
wonder.
So
nobody out there. Sorry for all of you listening. Nobody wanted to hear that.
Yeah.
I apologize.
You know what? There's someone out there that laughed.
That's right.
Someone out there.
We got one laugh.
We got one laugh. So how do you, it's obvious, Docmok, you're in great spirits, but how are things down there in sunny Florida?
So, Jacky, I was starting to forget why I moved down here for a minute because this summer was like brutal, dude.
Oof.
I mean, every day, 100% humidity. And so, you know me, I get up, it's 5:00 in the morning, I go outside, I'm ready to lift. And the minute you step foot out the door, you're already sweating. And it's like, do I even need to work out if I'm sweating while doing nothing?
Does it count if I'm just sweating naturally profusely because of the Florida sun?
And then you feel really weak when it's 100% humidity and you're trying to exercise. Like, you're like, why can't I hit my PR right now? Like, why can't I do that? But it's because of the humidity. So I'm back, baby. I'm back.
You're back. Well, because you're working out in the sauna. That's pretty much what it is. You're working out in the sauna.
Yeah, that hormesis, we call it. That's challenging.
Yes.
And I turned 41. Turned 41. Got a few more grays. First year with the kid, you know, that was cool.
Yeah.
Started off with a virus. Thanks, Colin. Thanks to my son.
Nice.
But you know, we persevere. It was a good birthday. It was good.
That's amazing. You know, it's also, aren't you also like by calendar 41, but by your biometrics and schematics, you're like 12.
Definitely schematic. Yeah. Yeah. When last I checked, I was 22, like biologically, for whatever. You know, it's a calculator based on telomere length and all that. But I don't know.
Big deal.
I don't know how 41 is supposed to feel, but I don't feel 41.
Well, you look much, much better than 41, if that's any consolation.
Jacky P, how are you doing?
I am feeling great. If anyone I don't know how many people actually watch this on YouTube, but I'm moving around right now because my legs are basically spaghetti. I shout out to Mayor Bob. I think Bob was like episode 2 talking about like gyms, and he has this workout that's like power hypertrophy, and you go back and forth, and my legs are just like done. Like, did squats, I did deadlifts, I did leg extensions, I did leg curls, I did leg. So
and Bob is the Incredible Hulk.
Yes.
Without the hair.
Yep.
And with a nicer personality.
This is true. He is literally an Incredible Hulk. If as angry as the Hulk is how nice Mayor Bob is.
Yeah, he's like the nice part of the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah. So, but we're back. We're back. So I feel like I haven't seen you in a while, Doc.
Yeah.
And I've compiled some more shammergrams.
Watch out, ladies and gentlemen. Watch out.
So again, folks, if this is your first time listening in, it took a while for the introductions, but here we are. I'm Jacky P. I'm the layman. I'm here to make sure that when Doc Mock starts using that wicked smart brain of his, He
Nerdy
talks
stuff.
at a level that those non-medical expert geniuses like myself can understand.
Yeah, he means when I'm being a big old nerd,
Yes.
which I am. And I'm Dr. Mock. I'm a therapeutic endoscopist, which is a fancy type of GI doctor that removes, treats, palliates GI cancers. And I'm also boarded in functional medicine.
Exactly. See, all those big words. You're so smart. Kiss your brain, Doc Mock.
Are you a healthcare practitioner searching for a comprehensive solution to streamline your patient referrals and improve collaboration with other practitioners? Look no further than Rupa Health, the ultimate platform for integrative and functional medicine practitioners. As a healthcare practitioner, I've struggled with the traditional referral process for labs. It's time-consuming, inefficient, and often lacks the necessary communication between providers and patients. But ever since I started using Rupa Health, everything has changed. That's right, Rupa Health is revolutionizing the way that practitioners connect and order lab work with their patients. Their advanced platform allows you to effortlessly send and receive patient lab referrals and secure their information, sending them the kits directly. This makes the communication directly with other patients and practitioners easy to take care of. I can't stress enough how much time and energy Rupa Health has saved me. With just a few clicks, I can easily order lab work and track their progress, and then I receive the results directly into my inbox, which I can send to the patients automatically with recommendations. Absolutely, Rupa Health's extensive network of lab testing and curated, integrated, and functional medicine testing allows practitioners to receive the highest quality of care and dedicate their practice to a patient-centered, holistic approach which aligns perfectly with the values of healthcare in a functional medicine practice. Plus, Rupa Health provides you with excellent customer support. Their team is responsive, knowledgeable, and always helps with assistance in billing questions and how kits are shipped to your patients. They are dedicated to helping practitioners like us provide the best possible care for our patients. And if you're a patient listening, it allows you to seamlessly order your lab testing and receive all of the necessary information. Rupa Health has been a game changer for my practice, and as you know, it will be for yours too. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to save on lab testing by heading to labs.rupahealth, that's rupa.com/store/storefront_V as in Victory, G as in Grape, X 00400. That's labs.rupahealth.com/store/storefront_V as in Victory, G as in Grape, X 0040. I'll see you later, Maximal Beings.
So let's get into it. Shamagram. We're gonna pull some videos off Instagram, and we're Doc Mock is just gonna say, hey, this is good stuff. We should listen, or it's a sham. So Doc Mock, I have 4. Maybe we can, if we have time for more, but we'll see, because I think one of these are short. But we have improve bad knees, remove inflammation, 6 principles, and back cracking.
We're going to start with remove inflammation.
Remove inflammation. Okay, so we're going to do remove inflammation.
And
also,
this
as a
involve
reminder,
a vacuum cleaner?
I don't know. And I was going to say,
put a vacuum cleaner on your head. And
just...
there, it's gone.
We're listening to remove inflammation.
Naturally.
You want to get rid of all the inflammation in your body, you need to drink this juice. Before I found this recipe, I was taking 800 to 1600 milligrams of Motrin just to find some sort of relief. But now, instead of killing your body with all those over-the-counter pain medicines, you get to use nature's pain medicines to help do your body good. Pineapple, cucumber, got a handful of spinach, green apple, 1 whole lemon. Go ahead and put the leafy greens right in your juicer. Cucumber's already been rinsed, so I'm gonna just cut it in half. Put this half right in the juicer. Go ahead and peel this lemon. You're done with that, put the whole thing in. Go ahead and core your apple, drop it in. Last thing, let's get this pineapple cut. Half of the pineapple goes in the juice. All done.
That looks
If
like
you've got serious inflammation, you might need to drink this 2 to 3 times a day just so you can find the relief that you need. But it's so much better to put natural in your body as opposed to over the counter that's killing our liver. Here's to your health.
Chef Darrow is his name.
Hmm. Well, so there's a lot of natural things that you can choose. So it's not going to do you harm. It sounds like it's going to taste delicious, Chef Darrow.
I was gonna say, I'm
I
on
would
board.
I would drink that. I really would.
Yeah.
And he didn't go through the why. Like pineapple actually is a very potent anti-inflammatory. It's actually also a pro-digestive agent. It contains some enzymes that one of the active components is called bromelain. That's with a L, A as in apple, I, N as in Nancy. And it's a very potent reactive oxygen scavenger. What does that mean, Jacky P? So when you're doing things that hurt your DNA, your body kicks out these compounds that are like byproducts. It's almost like, exhaust from your fuel tank when you're driving your car. And just like the environment gets harmed when there's too much exhaust in the air, it erodes the ozone layer, leads to, global warming, not trying to get political. The same thing happens in the human body, right? These reactive oxygen species, or ROS, build up and they can damage our DNA and lead to things like cancer. And they also cause inflammation. So there are things that scavenge these reactive oxygen species. So they kind of gather them up and turn them into safe stuff that we can use in our body. And one of those things is bromelain. And it acts in various ways. It's not just one way that it attacks this sort of byproduct. It attacks different sort of byproducts in different ways, in addition to being a digestive aid. Wow. The other stuff, I don't think is going to help you. Other than for flavor, I like pineapple. I don't know about you, but pineapple I think is delicious.
I would have drank that cup like right there. It was like all those ingredients, cucumber, like that's all good. I'm all for it.
Right, but other than like fiber and water, cucumber doesn't offer you much. Green apple, the peel does have some probiotic properties. Obviously, it's got good fiber in it, but not really active anti-inflammatory components. And then lemon has citric acid in it, and citric acid isn't really a potent anti-inflammatory either. So
how do we feel?
I feel okay with this one. I mean, it's definitely not going to do you any harm. I think it's good content. I like his vibe. But in terms of curing your inflammation, I don't necessarily buy it. I would reach for other natural compounds. Like we've had a guest on the show that talked about Ayurvedic medicine. I'd recommend all of you to go back and listen to that episode. We didn't do that too long ago. And talked about curcumin. That's going to give you a good bang for your buck for, scavenging those reactive oxygen species. As are things like ginger. That's also a very potent anti-inflammatory. So we had another Shammergram that had a lot more of that stuff in it, and Nick's the pineapple. So maybe the two of them should do a collab.
Oh yeah,
like an actual good. I forget those Jambu juice or something.
Oh
not the company. We're not disparaging them, but it was some other Jamu juice. Shamu juice.
Jamu juice. I gotta check our archives. Yeah.
But listen back to that Shammergram that she had a lot more anti-inflammatory stuff in it, but it just probably tastes a little bit gross.
Yeah.
And I will say this, like all these anti-inflammatory medicines you can get over the counter, ibuprofen, Motrin, all that sort of stuff, is like some of the worst stuff that you can take for your kidneys and for your GI tract. I mean, there's not a call that we do in gastroenterology where we're not seeing an ulcer come in from somebody that's taken too much of that. And it basically just removes the protective lining of your GI tract. So then it's gone and it leaves an ulcer. And then it also affects the blood flow to your kidneys. So people can get kidney failure. And you can just buy oodles and oodles of it over the counter without any sort of consequence.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, I mean, 1,600 milligrams, is that a lot? I feel like
that's a lot.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
He should probably just like see someone if he has to take that much Motrin.
Yes.
All right. I don't want to say Sham because I felt like it was good information, and like I don't want to put him in the same category of some of these ridiculous things we've seen.
Right?
Is there like a middle of the road, like, hey, that's a good juice, you'll get some good stuff from it, but
it's
it won't necessarily cure you. Yeah, okay,
tasty, entertaining.
All right. All right. Well, shout out to our first video not being a instant sham off the back, Chef.
We may have had one other one where we're like, there's some valid stuff in here.
Yeah. All right. So that was remove inflammation. All right. So we've got improve bad knees, 6 principles, and back cracking.
I want to know what 6 principles are, because that's just too vague
same,
and intriguing.
Same, yeah. Let's see. Okay, so there's
Which
definitely
is exactly what this person wants. Is like,
yeah.
What? 6 principles?
The 6 principles.
I only had 1.
Yeah.
In college and high school.
There's 6 of them? All right. Let's go. It's a bad freeze frame. He's probably mid blink here, so we're not gonna prejudge him. But let's see here.
If you want to get in shape and you don't know where to start with the 6 principles. Principle 1, a gram of protein per pound of body weight per day. Principle number 2, 10 calories per pound of body weight per day. So if you weigh 250 pounds, eat 2,500 calories. Principle number 3, 1 gallon of water per day. Principle number 4, resistance train or train with weights at least 3 to 5 times a week. Principle number 5, do at least 30 minutes of cardio a day, and that can be just going outside for a walk. Just move your body. Principle number 6, sleep 6 to 8 hours per night. You do these 6 things, and you will get leaner, more muscular, more toned. You will get in shape.
Huh.
You will.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. I like it.
I think that
Easy, right? You know?
Move your body, eat well. I mean,
lift some weights, sleep.
Lift some weights, sleep. Also,
sounds
a lot
familiar,
of people,
Jacky P.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah. Who is this
Dude,
guy? We gotta find it. I am Dave Hurt. All right, I am Dave Hurt. Yeah, good on you. Yeah. We've got it. We've got one.
Good job, guy.
Yeah.
Way to stay in your lane. Like I like that. Like he's not like the cure to cancer is sleeping 6 hours a night.
Yeah.
I like that.
I liked it. Also, let's do a little bit of fact checking. Okay, so sleep. I'm all like, of course. I think no pun intended. People sleep on sleep. Like people don't understand how important rest is. So I'm very, very happy that he included that.
Yes.
So a gallon of water. Is that a lot of water?
That's the one. That's the sticking point. And we did an episode, or I did a solo sode, I think, like really early on about water. And this post is on our blog. And Jacky P, the interesting thing about water is that people, including medical professionals, try to give you a number of glasses, a number of gallons in a day, when the truth is that we are very well designed through our thirst mechanisms to be able to detect what our hydration status is. So let me back up for a second. Most people don't have access to water during the day. I see Jacky P's drinking water right now. I got my water right here. It's hard to find it in the hospital that I work in, despite it being a hospital. But so you need to be conscious about drinking water. But I'll say that more people each year die in terms of the athletic performance world due to overhydration versus volume depletion or underhydration. Not in the medical world. We see plenty of people with volume depletion, and that leads to a lot of issues. But in terms of the athletic performance world, there are more people that die during, say, cardiovascular exercise like marathons from overhydrating.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy, right? I mean, your body only requires so much. If you're peeing and your urine looks too dark, you need to hydrate more. Or if you're not peeing enough, it's been a long time, you need to hydrate more, or you have some issue with your urologic system. If you're peeing and your urine is the same color as the water that you're drinking, you are drinking too much water, and you do not need to do that. And then my wife is a urogynecologist, and so she sees a lot of people that are like, I'm just peeing all day, but then they drink a gallon of water in a day. So like, of course you're going to pee all day. Like, it's just the way that it goes. Or if you're getting up all night to pee, how much water did you drink around the time of bedtime? So I think that use thirst, use your urine, and there are general rules of thumb. And yes, when you're training like that, when you're trying to build muscle, you do usually require a little bit more free water. But just remember in the training world not to overhydrate. I wouldn't just cut it off at a gallon for everybody. So that was the one that I was like,
Yeah. I've got
Yeah.
2 follow-up questions though about water. So one, just because my mom was here over the weekend and she likes to drink room temperature water. And she was like, I read somewhere room temperature water is better, so that's what I do. Because I like cold water because I just do. And I was like, I don't know if that's true or not. Like if I use my Maximal Being brain, maybe like it's just like less energy to bring it to the temperature or something. But I was like, I don't know for sure. And I was like, I'm gonna ask Doc Mock. And we're talking about water. So what a perfect segue to talk to is that true? Does like temperature of water affect anything?
To some extent, Jacky P, freezing or cold temperatures can affect certain things within the GI tract, like gastric acid secretion and some of your enzyme secretions. But honestly, your body is a really well-tuned homeostatic mechanism. So if you introduce something cold, especially in a sip's worth, your body will easily counteract it, especially given the fact that your body core temperature is like 98.7, right? So probably the minute that cold water is hitting your stomach, it's already starting to warm up to the same temperature as your body. It doesn't have weight loss benefits. That data is not good, or are not good. I wonder sometimes about matching your Ayurvedic subtype, like being a Pitta or fire type, and whether cold beverage. Like I always like iced coffee for some reason. I just gravitate that way. I don't like hot beverages, and I'm a Pitta or a fire subtype. I wonder if there's something there. I mean, we're getting a little ethereal. Just always wonder about that. But in terms of the science, like it doesn't matter. It really does not.
Cool. Yeah. I gotta remind me to text my mom later. I mean, I'm let her do her thing. It makes her happy.
Can I ask you a question? Because we talked about this at some point in time, and I know that you've been challenged about your protein intake because we advocate a lot for high protein. So where are you at with your protein journey? Are you going more a pound per body weight or what?
So I don't do a gram per pound. So after, I mean, there's no secret. I've talked about my sickle cell a ton on this show, but my what is the kidney doctor's name? Why can't I think? Nephrologist. Yes, sorry. My nephrologist said, "Hey, listen, you've got some stuff going on with the sickle cell, so you don't want to have any form of like highly processed stuff, right? So that includes the protein bar." So I actually, I've learned this when I got my meal plan from you many moons ago. When I look at my plate, I just like make sure I lean towards a little bit more protein than usual. So for folks who might have like 2 drumsticks, right? I might have like 3 in the chicken breasts. I like chicken a lot. I grill chicken year round. I don't care for how it is. So that's how I kind of increase my protein. And I eat a lot of, almonds and cashews, mixed nuts, all that stuff. So I don't really track it so much as I used to. I used to, this DocMok, I used to weigh my food out and all that stuff. But a child and a very, very busy life later, it's just not in the cards. So I just typically now just add a little bit more. Like if I go to get a salad, I'll double up on the chicken, and that's how I balance it out.
I love it.
But I would say I do drink probably almost a gallon of water a day, but that's because,
it's important for sickle cell to stay well hydrated. I mean, that is proven by medical science.
Are you looking for high-quality, evidence-based supplements to support your functional medicine practice? Look no further than FullScript, the leading platform for healthcare practitioners to prescribe and order professional-grade supplements. As a functional medicine and gastroenterology doctor, I trust FullScript to provide me with a wide range of high-quality supplements that meet specific needs of my patients. Their extensive product catalog includes trusted brands, ensuring that I have access to the best options for my patients' health. That's right, FullScript offers a comprehensive selection of supplements, including vitamins, minerals, botanicals, and specialty formulations, all sourced from reputable manufacturers. Plus, their rigorous quality control ensures that you're getting products that meet the highest quality standards of purity and potency. And what I love most about FullScript is the convenience it offers. With their user-friendly online platform, I can easily browse, prescribe, and manage supplement protocols for my patients. It saves me valuable time and streamlines the ordering process. Absolutely, FullScript makes it easy to create customized protocols for your patients and track their progress. Plus, they handle all the logistics from inventory management to shipping, so you can focus on what matters most, providing excellent care to your patients. So if you're ready to take your functional medicine practice or wellness to the next level, visit us.fullscript.com/welcome/maximalbeing. That's us.fullscript.com/welcome/maximalbeing to receive your 15% discount on customized supplements and check Maximal Being standardized protocols for gut health. FullScript has been a game changer for my practice, and I know it will be for yours. Don't miss out on this incredible resource for functional medicine practitioners and patients alike today.
Another question.
Yeah.
Is all water the same? Because I know some folks who love to drink club soda or, the Perrier soda, whatever it's called. Does that give you the same level of hydration, right? Like if someone said they only drink club soda all day, is that good? Is that bad? Is that neutral? Like what should they be aware of?
So when you're drinking a carbonated beverage, any of them, they're going to contain carbon dioxide. And so therefore it will fill some portion of your stomach up with that carbon dioxide. So you will feel full more easily. And it may sometimes lead to downstream gas and bloating, increase in flatulence or farting. You may be belching a lot. And so all of those things can make it difficult to get the quantity of food and or of water that you may require to meet your nutritional needs. But that said, it's a good kind of trick or hack for people that are trying to eat less food, because again, your stomach kind of fills up a little bit with gas. And I also will say this, Jacky P, like when I've done my times where I don't drink alcohol, I think it kind of ticks a lot of those like alcohol boxes of like the bubbly, and then you can mix other sort of stuff in there to make it taste different than just water. So I think that there's no harm in doing it. It may make you feel bloated, but it also may make you feel full easier, which may be a good or bad thing.
Oh, that's good. That's actually funny you mentioned that, because I was just thinking I do that. We're approaching the holiday season, and what's a well-known holiday season is people eating a ton of food. And I remember I drink like a full glass of water before I eat.
Yep.
And it's just like, it naturally just like, because anyone who knows me, I know how to put back some food. So
there's nothing wrong with that, man.
Yeah. I eat. But interesting. I know about that with the club soda. Interesting.
And also to your point about drinking the water. So, yes, we have a thirst mechanism, but we also have a hunger mechanism. And sometimes that hunger mechanism isn't good at telling your body, I need more water and I need more food. So if you're hungry at home and it's like in between meals, you may want to just try drinking some water to see if that scratches that itch, and it may go away. And then you may not eat that bag of Fritos or whatever you're about to eat. So,
yeah. And
then Jacky P, with protein intake, like I'm so glad he talked about 1 gram per pound of body weight per day, because, one of the things that's linked to bad outcomes in the elderly population is mostly mechanical falls and sarcopenia or muscle loss. And so, making sure that you're getting enough protein in your diet really is one of the best like things for living a long time or living a strong life, and it's really hard to get that in the American diet. Like you go out to dinner and you're getting mostly carbs and mostly fat and really not a lot of protein. I think it's gotten worse as protein has become more expensive, is because restaurants probably are trying to cut costs by reducing their proportions, but it's just worsening the obesity problem here in America.
That's fair. Yeah. And I agree. I think this has been called shrinkflation, right? Just everything that's out there now has just been smaller portions.
Yeah. I go with, most people will reach for a whey protein powder. it has lactose in it, right? Curds and whey, like the Little Miss Muffet nursery rhyme, it all comes from dairy products. So, if you have lactose intolerance or you get tummy upset after having whey protein, that may be a consideration. I like bone broth based proteins, and I also like some vegan proteins that are out there too. I think those are a better, cleaner source of protein, just more easy to digest. And then Jacky P, have you ever tried to eat like a ton of protein at one time, like 80 grams or something like that?
I know one time I had, and this, I don't know, this might not have been a good, really actually timing. This was back when I was doing the fitness competition program that
Yeah.
Aaron Graham had, and I basically missed the meal because of work, so I had 2 meals at once because I was so hungry.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a lot. It was like like 2 big pieces of chicken breast was like the bigger meal with Brussels sprouts, and then the dinner was like, I forgot how many grams, but it was like ground beef, or no, it was ground turkey, and broccoli, and it was a lot. But I was so hungry, and I put it back. I did. I don't remember how I felt after though.
Yeah, I think our body is only really, from a GI perspective, like really good at absorbing about 40 to at most 60 grams of protein in one sitting. You kind of so when you eat protein, these things called enzymes are made by different parts of your body, one being the pancreas, which is like my area of expertise. And you kind of overwhelm those little Pac-Mans, like you can't make enough Pac-Mans to keep up if you eat too much. And so that protein stays in your GI tract and interacts with your microbiome and can make things pretty upset. Or it also can kind of slip and slide its way into your colon. And then, a lot of people get diarrhea as an effect. So I'd say, if you are going to eat a gram per pound of body weight per day, just make sure you budget, right? Just make sure that you're spending your protein dollars adequately throughout the day, not just all in one meal.
I would say I was incredibly gassy that entire like 8 weeks, because it was like, I think that was like the highest protein intake I had consistently, and my wife was like, this needs to stop at some point. I was really gassy.
And I think most microbiomes don't like, just like that much animal protein in one sitting. They're just going to be very unhappy with you unless you have a carnivore subtype, which you and I know we don't, but I have some patients out there that just do. Like they do great on that diet, and it sounds very radical, but it just works for them for some reason. So science, dude. Science. All about that microbiome analysis. So
microbiome. All right. So, I mean, these feel like they're maybe connected. Improve bad knees and back cracking. Well, actually, I don't know. But like, I feel like back cracking is like literally a 4-second video. So I don't even know.
So it sounds like we're going to do both.
Yeah, we should do both because it's a 4-second video.
And I mean, we talked about back cracking on the episode where we had my colleague at University Hospitals, who is a doctor of chiropractic medicine. And essentially, when you crack your back, you're releasing air bubbles in the joint spaces. That's really all you're doing. It's not anything harmful.
I just pulled this up, and already my back hurts looking at this thumbnail. It's 4 seconds, and it just says, for those who may be listening, it just says the best 3 ways to release your partner's back. So here we go. All right.
That's it.
I'm pretty sure that is a wrestling move.
I know. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure that Chris Jericho, that was his finisher when I used to watch WWE back in high school.
That looked painful. And also, I don't think you should be cracking someone else's back unless you're actually a chiropractor. Just
Ow. But you know what? It takes so there were I don't know if these people are together in this video or what, but kudos to them for having so much trust in each other in a relationship. They look like they have a healthy friendship or relationship.
I'm gonna just they're definitely a couple for sure. I think
yes,
this for sure. But look at this one, the lines. This is a visual part, so folks, I'm gonna try to explain as best as I can. But she basically is holding her partner's back and basically like drop kicking if they're sitting down, but it looks like, and pushing on his back with his arms back behind him. That doesn't look comfortable at all.
You didn't take out the trash that day.
Yeah. This just looks like in a movie when they show just like real quick snapshots of like someone fighting in a wrestling. This is what it actually looks like. And then now she is, I don't even know what yoga pose. This looks like it'd be a yoga pose, but she's upside down on her shoulders.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm gonna say Sham.
Yeah.
Sham. I'm not gonna get to you. Sham.
And also, why do you need to do that? You know why?
Yeah.
Just foam roll. Just
foam
active
roll,
stretching. Foam roll.
Dynamic stretching.
Standing.
Limber up. Yoga.
I was talking about that becoming a supple leopard book. That's the best way if you have any mobility issues. Just read that book, find the section that pertains to you. That will get you the answer for sure. And if it doesn't, you need to see a doctor.
Yeah. Don't have your girlfriend or wife or fiance or gym partner
kick you in the head. No.
Yeah. No. Okay. So this one is called Improve Bad Knees. And this one is a nice lengthy minute and change. So maybe, I don't know, we'll see. And it's all right. And it's the knees over toes guy. I'm gonna put it out in the universe that this is I'm hoping good information here. I'm being optimistic.
Yes. We've done well today. I mean,
yeah, not too bad. The first two were good. Yeah.
We're just talking about how the interwebs have gotten wacky recently.
Yeah.
Maybe there's hope for the world.
Maybe, maybe things will be all right.
Yeah.
Any equipment, you can start improving bad knees right now. Step 1, 10-minute walk, but backward. And if you use a treadmill, make sure it's not turned on. Then 25 tibialis raises. This does not directly strengthen the knee. It strengthens this muscle that goes from below the knee to the inside of the foot. That gets weaker when we stop slamming force into the knee. So bolstering it gives us a better chance to heal and return to activities without being as vulnerable. Finish your 10 minutes, your 25 reps. You just put money in the bank for areas that may have been decaying for years. And you improve your chances of regaining pain-free positions and eventually range of motion. So that Zero program helped thousands of us get back the activities we love. Then, through further gathering of data, I've established standards such as 20% of your body weight for 15 strict reps. That's not perfect. It's a guide where no guide existed. So for me, it's really simple. Same me without a route, surgeries, painkiller addiction, icing my knees 4 times just to get through the day and having to give up my sport. Same me after not having to do anything for treatment, 10 years without a setback, achieved my lifelong dream of dunking. And when I play basketball, it feels like I'm dreaming because it feels so good. So I get overly enthusiastic, but the goal of all of it is really simple. If you're not experiencing life as you hope for, I hope you get to experience that joy again.
What's up with this hat?
I don't know. I don't even know. Is there
This bothers me.
Is there a beeper on it or something? Or it looks
his
like
dad's hat?
a garage, a garage door opener on the side of his hat.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Or is it a camera or like a GoPro or something?
Is it a microphone?
Maybe.
Well, one thing I would say, this guy's got quads.
Yeah,
so
the guy's got quads, and he's got a good tibialis anterior as well.
Yeah,
that muscle he was talking about. I like the budget. I like the low budget approach to it too.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't going to hurt you, but I think he went a little bit off the rails there with that. Like, I get really passionate portion where it's like painkillers. and
Yeah,
surgery. And then
yeah.
on the other side, I'm free for 10 years.
And I'm
Like,
dunking.
what are you talking? Like, what does that? He just needs a script guy or a marketing guy to just focus it. I think he's got some good content. He just needs to rein it in a little bit.
Yeah. He also
Jacky P. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I just think he also was like out of breath or something. Like, I don't know, the pace of his, like halfway through, I didn't know what he was talking about anymore for a little bit.
Yeah, like he may be in a manic episode or something.
Yeah.
The knee joint is really complicated, despite being a hinge joint, but it's got like 6 different ligaments in it that can really go wrong and often do. You know, I think because of the way that people carry themselves and sit too much and don't work on strengthening the muscles around it. Like, so I agree with that part. But I mean, like, knee problems are a very common reason for people to see their primary care doctor. That may be like the second most orthopedic and most common orthopedic injury other than back injuries. And often, like, yeah, you can do other things to just kind of fix that problem, but it's so complex, right? People could have infections and gouts. It could be a ligament tear. It could just be weakening of the muscles. And I agree that you can do a lot to kind of strengthen the things around it. But certainly just like do so with some degree of objectivity.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy he can dunk. I think, you know, I would say there's been a trend I've noticed that people are not ignoring legs anymore. I feel like, you know, that trope of like the big buff dude with the tiny little legs. Yeah. I think most part I've seen folks embrace working out. I believe the largest muscle system in your body, right?
Yeah. I mean, maybe your back, but
your back, maybe.
Yeah, so, but the quads are, there's a lot of muscles there.
Yeah. So that should be the takeaway. You know, don't ignore your legs and all those muscles. Seek out the smaller stabilizer muscles as well. You know, you know, and you might not be able to get those with those just static workouts. So
And I mean, like you did today in your workout, like the squats work so many parts of your body, not just your quads, right? You're working your anterior and posterior chain. So that stabilization is really important. And then getting that proper hinge, especially, you know, like at the hips, like it's really, that's a tough thing to do when you have a hip injury, Jacky P. I mean, you know that, right? So, so getting back to be able to work on that hinge and the flexibility in your knees and in your hip joints. I mean, that takes time. And I think like you got to leave your ego at the door when you enter the gym. You know, you got to work on your form before you work on putting those extra plates on.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, leave the ego at the door. Yeah, that should be like on every like gym like banner. Like leave the ego at the door. There's an ego check right next to the coat check. Pick it up on your way back out.
I don't miss the holiday rush like gym situation. I'm so like that's one of the best things about working out at home is like I mean, not only the cost, but like I don't have to deal with 8,000 people in the gym on January 2nd, you know?
Yeah. That is coming. It is nice. Unfortunately, I don't have a full home gym, which I'm working on it. That's my 2024 goal. But the holiday drop off is here and it is getting lighter and lighter and lighter. So I will enjoy these next few weeks at the gym, you know, because it's like, oh, there's no one here. It's nice. I could, you know, so
I'm glad you're back and lifting heavy things. That's awesome. Love that. We love strong people here at Maximal Being.
It feels great. It feels great just to be able to use your body. You know, I took it for granted. I did. I will say I did. But so folks out there, if you've got moving hips and you got a good body, use it, move it, go outside, walk around, because you know, you never know, right? So I'm back, baby.
That's right. With the holidays coming up, we're really excited. We launched a couple of new courses online. They're available relatively cheap. If you sign up for our email letter, you actually get a free coupon there at the end of the 5 gut health tips that I give you, which are quick little videos with sound medical advice. There's no sham there, Jacky P. And so I recommend any of you that are interested in kind of becoming your own gut health expert, learning from our guests on our podcast, myself, some other experts, and then a lot of the content that I have taken time to record and generate for you. And then Jacky P, I've had a lot of people that have started to meet with me online in the functional medicine gut health coaching side of things. We're fully launched in our coaching side and have great offers there too. So, but I'd say if you want to dip your toe into Maximal Being, go ahead and just subscribe to our email list. I promise not to spam you. I will send you really interesting stuff going on in the gut health universe.
Awesome. Well, DocMok, I don't think we have anything scheduled until after for a while here. So I'm gonna miss you.
I'm gonna miss you too.
Yeah.
I hope all of you have a happy holidays and happy Thanksgiving, and eat some good protein and hang out with your family and don't overhydrate,
Yeah. Drink water, and just look at your plate, spend your sugar dollars wisely. You got to give yourself a little sugar budget.
Yeah.
Spend it wisely. Or if you can eat a little more, that was, a good workout,
Exactly. Earn it.
Earn that pecan pie. I made a pecan pie the other day, and I did not realize how much sugar goes into it.
Yeah.
So don't find out
the Thanksgiving Day workout.
Yeah.
Love
so
it.
all right.
You will enjoy your meal 100-fold. I guarantee it.
For sure. Yeah.
Stamp of approval. For those of you that haven't done so already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Leave us a comment. It does help us to get the word out. Jacky P, I'm looking forward to talking to some great guests in 2024. We have a great lineup so far, and more to come, and probably more of DocMok and Jacky P in 2024. I think we've gotten a lot of great input from all of you wanting more of just the two of us. So thank you for reaching out to us with that feedback. As always, I'm DocMok, and I'm here with Jacky P, and we are here to maximize your health.
The content included is not intended to be used as medical advice, and viewers should consult their physician or healthcare provider should they have additional questions. The viewers should not rely on information contained in these presentations for immediate or urgent medical needs. Additionally, if you think you have a medical emergency, call your physician or go to the emergency department or call 911 immediately. Never disregard professional medical advice or rely on seeking medical care or delay medical care due to information contained in this presentation. What's going on, Maximal Beings? DocMok here. If you haven't done so already, leave us a comment and hit the subscribe button. Let your friends and family know. That way we can get the word out and continue to bash the bro science.